everyone, welcome back to another video. I apologize, I haven't put a video out in a while. You know, life can be so hectic for all of us. We all have stress. We all have things going on in our life that is stressful or, you know, that needs our attention. And yeah, I must be honest with you and tell you that since January this year, and we're now in May, but since January, it's just been one thing after another, and there's a lot going on in my life at the moment, and it's stressful. A lot of the things really needed my attention. And yeah, I've just been super busy trying to organize a whole lot of things, and yeah, that happens. It happens to all of us, and you know, it's fine. It's fine. We just need to get through it, because we will get through it. You know, it might not look like we're going to get through it, but we will. And I know that. I know that. I am a worrier. I worry about things. I've always been this way. I can't help it. But I do worry about everything. And I like to have everything organized. I like to have a plan. And when things happen that there isn't a plan for, I get stressed. I get really worked up about it. I know, at the back of my mind, I know, don't worry, it's all going to be fine. But it's the here and the now that is very stressful for me. And that is why I've been an anxiety sufferer for many years, is because I worry about things. I'm not going to go into too much about what is going on, because it is personal stuff. But just to give you an idea of what I'm dealing with at the moment, one, we have to move because our landlord needs the house back for her son, which is fine. Obviously, it's her house. The problem is there is a very, very serious housing shortage in Ireland, which means A, you'll be lucky to find a house, and B, rents are sky high, because the landlords know they can charge ridiculous amounts because people are desperate. So that obviously is very stressful, because in July we're supposed to move, and don't know. Okay, that's one. Two, my son is in his final year of high school now, and in 2 weeks they start writing their final exams. Obviously that is stressful for him and for everybody. But then I've had to apply for his university. I've had to find him accommodation for university. I had to apply for a grant to help me pay for the university, because we're a single income home. And I really just, I mean, we can't afford to pay the full fees. So we did have to apply for a grant. That's obviously very stressful. I've never had to do something like that before. What else? Yeah, the worst thing I saved till the end of this video. So I spoke in a previous video about immigrating to another country and things that you need to think about and things that you need to consider. For instance, what happens if you are living in another country and something happens back home? There's an emergency back home, or somebody falls ill. Can you get home? Can you afford to go home? If it is an emergency, can you get home within at least 2 or 3 hours. For me, I mean, in an emergency, I can't get home because it takes 12 hours, direct flight from here, 12 hours. And then if you're not going direct flights, it's 8 hours plus 6 hours plus a 2-hour stopover. So again, you're not going to be able to get home in an emergency if you are living in another country far away, like I do. And then there's the cost of going back home. Can you afford to go back home? I can't afford to go back home. I don't have the, I can apply for a loan, I guess, sure. But in the bank, I don't have the money to buy a return ticket to go back home. And yes, my mother, 84 years old, she went in for what would normally be a routine operation, but it turned out not to be a routine operation. It turned out to be 3.5 hours in surgery with some complications, and then she never recovered from the operation. She has been in hospital now for a month, and she's been in intensive care unit for, I would say, a week and a half now, in critical condition. So what do I do? What do I do? I'm sitting here in Ireland. I can't afford to go back home. My son's about to start exams. We're supposed to be looking for another house. What am I supposed to do? I spoke to my brother, who is, of course, back home in South Africa, and I said to him, must I come home? Because, I mean, if I must, I will. I will make a plan. I mean, if I have to sell my car to buy a plane ticket, I will. We'll worry about all that when I come back. But, I mean, it's not ideal, to be honest, is it? Or even to take a loan. I can take a loan, but can I afford to pay that loan back when I come back? I don't know. Probably not. You know, so it's very difficult. And I said to Owen, my brother, I said, must I come home? And he said, well, there's nothing you can do here, which is true. Nothing I can do for her. And with technology being what it is today, I can talk to her. You know, when Owen goes to visit her, he calls me on WhatsApp, puts me on speakerphone, and I can actually talk to her. When she's conscious, I can talk to her, and she can talk to me. So I am talking to her, and I'm getting all the updates, and, you know, and that's it. That's all I can do. Like I said, if I have to, I will. But it's not an ideal situation. And this is something that I knew before I came to Ireland. I knew if anything happens, can I get home or can't I? And I knew that before I came. And I knew chances are I can't get home. So that is something that I did think about. It is something I was aware of. It's just, it has now happened where there is an emergency, or not an emergency, but I mean, there's something back home that I should really be there. But, you know, I mean, if I decide tomorrow to go, I will go. I'll make a plan and I'll go. I'll do whatever I have to do. But at the moment, I don't feel like it is totally necessary just yet. I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, it's nice that I can talk to her over the phone, and you know, and she seems to like that. Owen said that after I speak to her, her whole demeanor changes. She's happy. She's happy that she got to talk to me, which makes me feel good. It's hard. It is very, very hard. And again, people, this is something you need to think about before immigrating. Seriously, it's a big thing to think about before immigrating. So, yeah, I just wanted to pop in and just give you an update. And I mean, I'm not telling you not to immigrate. You know, immigrating to Ireland, I'm not sorry I did it. I'm very happy in Ireland. It has its problems. Every country in the world has problems. Ireland is no different. I'm happy I immigrated. It was the right decision for myself and my family to come here. So I don't regret it. And I'm not telling you not to immigrate to wherever you're planning on going. I'm just saying, think long and hard about it before you make that big leap. Because it is a very big decision. It's a very expensive decision. And just make sure that you know what you're doing before you go and do it. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I'm sorry I'm a little bit emotional, obviously. But that's life, isn't it? That's life. So, I will see you next time. Hopefully it won't be so long until the next video. And hopefully my next video will have a little bit of good news instead of all this bad news. Because I've pretty much had enough of bad news for this year. Thank you very much. But yeah, I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.